Hi, hello, vanakkam. Welcome to our 84th online free webinar session regarding joy of learning with virtual lab by Ms.J.Saranya Madam, Assistant Professor, Rajalakshmi Engineering College, Chennai. When does joy of learning happens? When you are interested, when you are curious about a new skill or a subject, isn't it? Nowadays, vast amount of knowledge is out there. Of course, you have the world at your fingertips right now. Internet, YouTube, WhatsApp, website, podcasts, ebooks, online classes, etc. and etc. Only you should have a desire to learn. When you move few steps forward, escalator is waiting for you to take you to great heights. So have a desire to learn a new skill or a subject. Today, I am also curious about the topic, Joy of Learning with Virtual Lab by Saranya Madam. Before the session, as usual, here we go with care presentation by Sahana. Sahana has joined us after a long time. Welcome, Sahana, and missing you badly. Over to you, Sahana.
Missing you too, ma'am. CARE, Chidambaram Academy of Refinement and Enrichment, was started on 5th September 2006 and named after the renowned freedom fighter Mr. V.O. Chidambaram of Thoothukudi. The main objective of CARE is societal development through human resource development. We have an easy accessibility. CARE has 11 zonal offices across South India, namely Madurai, Tiruchi, Kovai, Vellore, Chennai, Hosur, Puduvai, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Karnataka, and Kerala. Services offered by CARE: training and development, guidance and counseling, legal support, recruitment, other services like corporate films and training videos, corporate magazines, GST services and training, translation works, event management, and CSR activities. All our activities and services are guided under our founder director CARE, Dr. R. Krishnamurthy, professor, psychologist, trainer, advocate, and social worker. And also by our joint director CARE, Mr. S. Balachandar, director, ELM World Academy, Hosur. You can contact us through the given mobile numbers. Also visit our website for more information. You can write us for any queries in the following mail IDs. Join us through social media by subscribing our YouTube channel for free motivational videos. CARE HRD for success. All our online sessions is also being shared in the YouTube channel. Also find us in Facebook, CARE HRD India. Now, to formally welcome the chief guest, may I request her to please accept the bouquet.
Welcome, Ms. Saranya.
Thank you,
Welcome
sir.
to
Thank
CARE.
you so much. Thank you, sir.
Welcome to CARE.
Sir, it's my pleasure. Thank you, sir.
Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, Sahana.
Now, may I request Mr. Pandian to please accept the bouquet.
Welcome, Mr. Pandian. Welcome to CARE.
Welcome, sir.
And welcome, Mr. Prasad Rao.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Sahana. Sahana, we were asking for the song for a long time.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Once I'll join again in some other meeting and I'll just sing a song.
Okay, Sahana. Okay, thank you, Sahana.
Thank you.
Next is inaugural address and introduction of today's faculty by our Karnataka Zonal Director Prasad Rao sir. Since our Pandian sir could not come to the program today, so Karnataka Zonal Director Prasad Rao sir will give the inaugural address. Over to you, Prasad Rao sir.
Yeah, thank you, Geeta. It was nice. The program is catching up very nicely. I take this opportunity to give the small intro or connectivity to the program. At the very outset, I take this opportunity to thank Dr. Krishnamurthy sir for arranging so many webinars during this COVID time. It's really great pleasure of his initiative to educate the people. I take this opportunity to thank CARE and all the members of CARE family for taking care to conduct so many webinars, enriching the knowledge of the people and sharing the knowledge to the people. On this occasion, today we have a wonderful program. The topic of the program is like Joy of Learning with Virtual Lab. Geeta was rightly mentioning one should have the keenness to learn with a great joy. Today, we are learning this keenness with another mode of technology called as virtual lab. Today's program facilitator is none other than Ms.J.Saranya. She is an engineering graduate. She is an M.Tech and she is pursuing her Ph.D, Doctor of Philosophy. She is working as assistant professor at Rajalakshmi Engineering College at Chennai, Tamil Nadu. Today's program is really interesting because during COVID period, no organization is arranging classroom type of training procedure. In this scenario, we have to catch up of learning through some other modality of process or training formalities. So in this connection, Madam Sharana has come forward to meet our director, CARE, Dr. Krishnamurthy sir, that she would be interested in conducting this program. I wish all the best to Madam Sharanya, and I hand over this floor to her to catch up conducting the program. Sharanya Madam, I wish you all the best, ma'am. Good evening to you.
Very good evening, and thank you so much, Prasad sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you, ma'am.
Prasad Rao sir.
Thank you,
With a
ma'am.
few
Good luck.
minutes
God
of with a few minutes of notice, you have made an inspiring inaugural address.
Wonderful, ma'am.
Thank
Wonderful.
you.
For your good wishes.
Thank you, sir. Here
Thank
comes as usual announcements. Type your doubts in the chat box that will be clarified by the trainer at the end of the session. Raise your hands during question answer session. You will be unmuted and you can ask your doubts or share your feedback with us. You can provide your name, WhatsApp number, and city to have further updates of our program. Yes, Saranya madam, the stage is exclusively set for you. We are also very curious to learn about today's topic, joy of learning with a virtual lab. Over to you, madam. Rock the floor.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. Can I share my screen, ma'am?
Yes, sure, madam.
Yes, ma'am. Is it visible, ma'am? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, it's
Visible.
visible.
Yes, audible
Got
and
it,
it's
got it.
visible. Hello, madam.
Am I audible?
Yes, madam.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Then we'll get into how to make use of this B Lab for a classroom teaching in this pandemic situation. Then I'll carry forward with specific demonstrations. And then I will also give you some ideas to how to transform your college into a nodal center for availing these facilities. And also find at the dead end, I'll just let you know few opportunities that can be taken up by the students and they can avail internship opportunities from IITs and NITs. Okay. One second. I think my slideshow is not working. Is it visible?
It's visible.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you, ma'am. Now, I'll just tell you what is B-Lab, okay? So virtual lab is actually, it is an initiative of MHRD, okay, India, under the National Mission on Education through Information, Communication and Technology. Okay, so these virtual labs will have an interactive simulators that would mimic the actual physical lab on circuits, lab on devices, components, and setups. So this would mimic, but definitely it could not be the replacement of the physical labs. And using virtual labs, we can make the students choose their own components, their own apparatus, their own materials to formulate solution for the given problem. Okay, so this will definitely best suit for the current pandemic situation. And this virtual lab actually covers across several disciplines, predominantly to say few. It just covers up electrical, electronics and communication, mechanical, computer, physical sciences, chemical sciences, and biotechnology. And under these category, meaning under these disciplines, you have n number of experiments that could be simulated in an virtual environment. I will be forecasting all those stuff in a live stream. So I just want to just give out a glimpse on what is basically VLAB. Okay. So this particular slide will let you know how typically the user interface will look like, meaning how the apparatus will look like, okay, in a virtual environment. So this particular figure will let you know how to study the control characteristics of a pH controller, meaning pH meter, characteristic can be tabbed out of this particular experiment. This is a screenshot of it. And the right side will let you know how to evaluate the flow through the venturi. Okay, so it is a kind of chemical setup. Okay, so just to forecast the user interface, I have just loaded the stuff. And in addition to this, this MHRD actually has formulated, as we all know, we are into speaking about new national education policy. And MHRD's NEP document proposes more stuff in exploring more disciplines onto it. So we have a limited version of disciplines inside a virtual lab. So they are planning to incorporate more innovation and research through virtual labs in education perspective. So the need of the hour is we have to equip the students with the necessary knowledge stuff to eliminate the shortage of the trained manpower in both science as well as in technology. Okay. So this is a big part of this thing pertaining to the introduction of virtual lab. And the motivation is we have to bridge the gap. Okay, so in the current pandemic situation, we are not able to access the actual physical laboratory that is residing inside a school or a college. Okay, so we are not able to directly get into the, college or school. So for which the better replacement would be the virtual lab. So as mentioned over here, we can affix more number of users remotely. Okay, so n number of users can access this virtual lab in a remote space. Okay, so the cost of it is free, so we don't have limited access, and it is not hazardous as well. Okay, so these are all the flaw that is available in the physical lab, but the same has been eradicated when coming to virtual lab. Okay, so this is just an motivation. And other additional motivation factors would be as declared over here. It is reaching out students in remote areas as possible, and we are able to empower the students with the recent technology to tackle the future challenges, and we are also able to provide solution, practical solution for the real-time problem that is available over here. Okay, so that is a motivation behind this VLab. And then I would like to declare the structure of VLab. So structure of VLabs, typically each and every laboratory will typically have 7 to 10 experiments. Okay, and then you will have, and each and every experiments will have their own theory background, their own aim, and it will be having, one second. Yeah, so it will be having its own procedure to work out the simulations, and you will have a set of pre-test questions and post-test questions, meaning based on the theory stuff, before you go ahead with accessing the experiment, you can have a theory-based pre-test, and you can attempt that. Then you can lively perform the experiment, and based on the result that you have attained, you can just have a look at the post-test questions, which will be purely based on the experimentation stuff. Okay, after which you can also have a combination of 2 or more disciplines under one category, which is a hybrid lab. So I'll just forecast all those stuff in the live stream mode. Okay, so broadly, these are all the 9 disciplines, okay, for which the virtual lab is readily available as of now. And now I will just get into the specific demonstrations, then come back to this slide. Are you all able to see my screen?
Yes, madam.
Yeah. So the URL that you have to make use for getting into this VLab is www.vlab.co.in. Okay. So this is the website. And as I said before, it is an initiative of MHRD. And now I'll directly get into the listing of disciplines. So these are all the main disciplines for which more number of experimentations has been covered up. Okay. So let me just get into electronics and communication. Okay. So here you have n number of labs. Okay. So if you belong to an college student, or if you belong to a faculty of any college, engineering colleges, you can make use of this opportunity to start with here or more labs that gets involved. So let me just get into basic electronics lab. So any laboratory will have these tabs. Any of the discipline, okay, any of the VLab will have all these tabs. So the introduction will let you know what is VLab, and virtual lab is meant, what is the purpose and motive of formulation of this virtual lab for a teacher, and for a student, why it is so, and what are the key features of it. Okay, so that is a basic introduction. Nextly, you have to get into list of experiments. Okay, so pertaining to this header,
Excuse me,
which
madam.
header?
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Are you demonstrating now?
Yeah, I'm live streaming, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we cannot see only specific demonstration slide we can see.
Okay, so for which, what is that I have to do, ma'am? Just a minute. I have to go new share.
You just stop share and again you open that window and again you start share.
Okay, just a minute, ma'am.
Okay, the same issue I was telling you.
Screen sharing has stopped as the shared window is closed. Okay, so share screen and I go with this share. Are you able to see the screen now, ma'am?
Yes, we can see it, madam. Welcome to basic electronics virtual laboratory. Okay.
Exactly. Fine. Okay, ma'am. Okay, so should I start with the first step?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, ma'am, yes.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so we'll go with the fresh tab. So here you have to just click on www.vlab.co.in. So this is the URL for accessing the virtual lab. Fine. So this is the web page, and here you have, broad coverage of disciplines under which we can go ahead with the access of any of the experimentation. So to start with, let me get into electronics and communications. Okay. So electronics and communications, under this header, you have n number of laboratories, which it gets scattered right from first semester to the end semester. So to start with, let me get into basic electronics lab. Okay. So when you get into any of the, confined laboratory, any of the laboratory will have these headers. Okay. So the formulation is so, introduction will let you know the basic prerequisite, okay, for accessing this virtual lab, being a teacher, being a student, and what are all the key features behind this virtual lab. So all those kind of theoretical intro part of VLab will be presented over here. So if someone is new, you can just have a glance at this particular page. After which you can get into list of experiments. So now you can find more number of experiments that has been formulated precisely for this basic electronics lab. So I think this particular list of experiments can be used up even by a 12th standard student, school-going student. Okay, because many of the students are not aware of what is the functionality of a resistor. They are not aware, they are not that much confident in why we need a resistor, why we need a capacitor, and what is the purpose of using a diode. Okay, so the basics behind these theories is very, very important. So to start with, let me just get into this familiarization part, meaning the first experiment. Okay, so resistor keyword is not new to a school-going student. Definitely they would have come across this keyword. Okay, so they can get to know what are all the types of resistors that is available. Okay, fixed category, variable category, fine. And how a fixed resistor will look like. So can be, I mean, this kind of knowledge can be attained from this figure. And what are all the various bands that we have, and each and every band corresponds to what parameter, okay? And how, and typically how the color bands will look like, and how we have to fix the resistor, okay? Meaning how we have to hold the resistor in a hand. Okay, all those kind of understanding can be done by simply looking into this picture. Okay, so they have just formulated stepwise handling a resistor and finding the value of a resistor. Okay, so they have just formulated the theoretical steps. So students can easily find by simply looking into this particular portfolio window. Okay, and they have also formulated how to easily remember the color code. Okay, BB Roy, Great Britain, very good wife. Okay, so this is the color coding chart, and based on the color band that is available, how to split each and every color band, all those kind of understanding can be easily made when a student can get into this familiarization of a resistor. So by this window, any student who is pursuing a 12th standard or a 10th standard or whatever it is, or even a first semester student of college can easily attain, because many of the students who get into college, they are not able to find the value of a resistor. Okay, so it seems to be very pathetic if they are not able to find the value of a resistor, which is a very basic question. Okay, so for all those stuff in this pandemic situation, they can get into, they can browse this I mean VLab, and they can get familiarized. Okay, they can do it, and after studying, you have provision over here, okay, to get themselves I mean enrich themselves by attempting these quizzes. Okay, so the color bands is available over here. They can just, based on the color bands, and here is a tabulation, they can just type their answer and they can check it out. Okay, if it is right, it says correct. If it is wrong, it says incorrect. And they can revert back and redo it. Okay, so this is one part of stuff which I want to tell. And other than that, you have the similarity. I mean, likewise, you have the same theory background for capacitor, you have for inductor. And now I just want to show how an Ohm's law works out. We all know Ohm's law is actually the famous equation. Your voltage is proportional to the current. V is equal to IR. So students would directly mug it up. Okay, so Ohm's law. So what Ohm's has suggested, V is equal to IR. So they would try to mug it up, and they would try to vomit the same in the end semester, I mean, end board exam. Okay, and they do not know how it practically works. So for all those stuff, you have provision over here. So the theory part can be done over here, and they can get into procedure, how to do the experiment. Okay, so procedure part is over here. Okay, and then after studying the theory, then after getting into knowing the procedure, okay, they can directly get into the simulation part. Okay, so to start with, let me just go, these are all the different variants. Okay, these are all different variants that can be used up for verifying the basic Ohm's law, which is V is equal to IR. Okay, so I am just showcasing one experiment over here. Ohm's law, V is equal to IR, that's it. Okay, so what you do is you fix one resistance. This is a slider. Okay, you can fix a resistance, keep the resistance value constant. Okay, that is available over here. You fix the resistance, and now you just slide the DC voltage. Okay, so DC voltage, you can just take it up. To start with, let me take 2. So I have stopped over here and I have checked. So V is equal to 2. Fine. And now the corresponding ammeter current is over here. Now you can just click on add to table. That's it. It has been now added up. So for the fixed resistance of 24, you have supplied a voltage of 2, and for which what would be the current? So the theoretical calculation will be taught by the teacher in an online teaching or an offline teaching, whatever it is. The calculation part is done in your theory paper. But practically, if you want to work out, you can do it in a physical lab, and by means of this virtual lab, you can just do it, and you can also recheck it with your theoretical stuff. Okay, and keeping the same resistance constant, you can now slide for in steps of 2. Okay, in steps of 2, typically I fix V is equal to 4. I slide and monitor over here, and now I add to the table. So for V is equal to 4, my current is so and so 0.167, and now I just try to take some more reading. 6, V is equal to 6, and what is the corresponding current that is available over here? So for a fixed resistance and for the variations in the supply voltage, what is the corresponding current, okay, that has been captured by this circuit can be easily performed theoretically, okay, in your paper, and the same can be cross verified over here. Okay, so I think rather than simply doing mathematical calculation, this would be more better. Okay, so I have just tabulated 3 readings. So like that, n number of readings can be added to the table. And after completing, you can just put one plot. So by simply clicking on this plot, VA plot is ready. Okay, and by holding your mouse pointer on to the dot, it will let you know 0.25 and 6. What does it mean? 0.25 is the current for the supplied voltage V is equal to 6 with a fixed resistance R is equal to 24 kilo ohms. And likewise here you can just point it up. So these are all I comma V. These are all I comma V values which we can see it, and it linearly grows because Ohm's law states that V is equal to IR. As we all know, V is proportional to I. So it has to increase linearly. Okay, so after completing all this stuff, you can just put a print also. Print provision is also there. So when you put print, what happens? It just comes, okay, you can save it as a PDF and you can just store it up for your future reference. It just comes like this. Hope you can see. Okay, and you can save it up in your drive, okay, later. So plotting is available, and if you want to clear the table and if you want to redo the experiment, you can clear it up, okay, and you can freshly start with some of the resistance value and then you can redo. Okay, so I have just simply demonstrated what are all the stuff that you can take up for an basic Ohm's law. Okay, and likewise, you have several variants. I have taken up only the first tab. You have several variants. What happens when you connect 2 resistors in series? What happens when you take 2 resistors in parallel? How, in what way your current is getting affected for the supply voltage, for same voltage that you offer? Okay, so these kind of analysis can be done. And after doing it, you, as usual, you have a quiz. You can test your knowledge by starting. You will have a series of MCQ questions. You can attempt it, or you can also have a kind of assignments. You can do it. And for better understanding, for futuristic scope, here is your reference book. And you have NPTEL lectures pertaining to this Ohm's law and also to the various resistor combinations based on which your current is getting affected. Okay, so these are all the various provisions that we have for a very basic Ohm's law. Okay, so now I get back to this basic electronics list of experiments. So you can just come back to it. And likewise, you have a provision for getting an VA characteristics of a diode, and you have half wave and full wave rectifier. Okay, so you have more number of stuff. Half wave and full wave rectifier is a very standard 12 standard question, I think so. You have something called as this thing, right? Part B question. Okay, it's a very famous question. You will be definitely mugging up the circuit diagram. You know, you don't know how you have to perform it. Okay, especially in this pandemic situation, this particular platform will be very useful to have an hands-on experience which directly maps with your theoretical background. So as usual, this is the theoretical stuff. The role of a rectifier is what? It just accepts the alternate current and converts to an direct current. So that is the direct functionality of a rectifier. Fine. So all this stuff you would have studied in this thing, theoretical background in your textbook. And the expected outcome is so and so. Now you can just look into the procedure. Then after which you can just get into the simulation part. Okay, simulation part is you go ahead with the half wave rectifier and you can perform what is, you can just fix out the positions of it and you can perform the experiment. Okay, so I just don't want to waste more time in this basic electronics lab itself. So let me get into some other laboratory. Just a minute. So let me get into digital electronics lab. Okay. So inside that lab, we will see, we will think like, oh my God, this these kind of laboratory is not for me. It's not so. You have to get into, and here you can find verification and interpretation of truth table for AND gate, OR gate, NOT gate. So even a 12th standard student can get into this experiment. It's not like it is dedicated only for ECE students of engineering colleges. Okay, so we have to browse and we have to get the details that benefit us. That matters a lot. So as usual, you start with the aim, then you have a theory part. Okay, so as we have to be confident in what are all the truth table that is connected with an AND gate, OR gate. So everything is available in your textbook. So just you can glimpse on the truth table of all these gates, then you can directly get into the simulation. And once you get to the simulation, you have several provision. Okay, you just get into AND gate. That's it. You want to verify AND gate. Okay, for which, what is the stuff? You have two sets of simulators. Here, they have formulated two sets of simulators. So I go with simulator one. I'm new to this particular user interface. So what will I do? I'll get into simulator one. I don't know how to access it. So it's better that I go ahead with the instruction part. So I just, simply click on the instruction. Now, what does it say? It is asking us to connect a battery. Second thing is, it is asking us to connect the switch one. It is asking us to turn on switch one for the sake of connecting the battery to the circuit. Then it is asking us to switch on 2 and 3, switch number 2 and 3 for giving out the variance in input A and input B. Okay, after which, based on the bulb glowing, we can verify the truth table. So this is the major instruction. I think this will be known for the school-going students and the college engineering students. Okay, so I am just forecasting the same. You just give a simple click to it. It just says it gets connected. Hope you can see. I just simply clicked once onto it, so it got connected. Now I just click on the switch. So the battery is now connected to the circuit diagram. Okay, and now I go ahead with turning on and off these two switches for giving two inputs. As we all know, AND gate is considered to be a two-input gate. Okay, and your AND logic is when both of the switches, meaning when both the inputs are 1, my output should be 1. If any of the input is 0, my output is 0. So this is the condition behind an AND gate. This is the logic behind an AND gate. So now what happens is I have kept A and B, switch 2 and switch 3 in off position. So my bulb is not glowing because and short circuit path is not established. Whenever a short circuit path is established, the current passes and the bulb glows. So the logic is not working. Okay, so now I turn on this, but still this is 0. So 0 into 1 is 0. We know. Okay, so 0 into 1 0. So my bulb is not working. Fine. Now I kept this on. So when both the inputs are turned on, 1 into 1 is 1. That is a basic mathematics. So 1 into 1 is 1. So a short circuit path is established, for which they have just formulated, they have just given a green pathway. Okay, they have glowed that as a green pathway, meaning that the logic is working and your bulb is glowing. So when I just turn off any of the input switch, automatically a red pathway is shown, meaning open circuit is established and my bulb is not glowing. So in this way, you can just play n number of simulators for understanding the logic. Rather than simply mugging up the truth table of an AND gate, by performing these kind of simulations, it gives you confidence, okay? Confidence in how to explore, okay? How to explore in the near future. You can also think of how to develop these user interfaces for your proposed lab, okay? So this is as far as simulator 1 is concerned. Okay, now I am coming to simulator 2. So what is the another way of verifying the truth table of an AND gate? So here is the another way. So here I can just give a die-bit combination. As we all know, we have 0, 0. And what would be, you can just verify. 0 into 0 is 0. So if I give 0 and put check, it will be tabulated in the truth table, stating that it is your thing is correct. Okay, assuming I'm intentionally putting it wrong. 0 into 0 must be 0, but I'm putting intentionally wrong. Okay, so I say 1 is the output logic. And if I check, it just, the same thing is being tabulated as incorrect statement. Hope you can see it. Am I audible and clear, ma'am?
Yes,
is there
madam.
any discrepancy that you have? If so,
No,
please.
no.
Yeah,
It's
thank
very
you,
good.
ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Okay, so a die-bit combination, as we all know, 0, 0, then you can go ahead with 0, 1. 0 into 1 is, once again, it must be 0, but intentionally I'm putting it as wrong and I will check, it says incorrect. So like that, you can just give out n number of combinations, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. Okay, so these are all the 4 die-bit combinations. And if I check 1 into 1, 1, the last tabulation is 4th serial number, it says 1, 1, 2 inputs, the output is 1 and the remarks is correct. Okay, so this is yet another variant of simulator that can be taken up for verifying and basic AND gate. Okay, and you can reset. Here is, you have provision for resetting the stuff. Okay, so I think this is not working. Just a minute. Actually, yeah, so reset is working. If I press reset, what happens? The type of inputs and outputs, what you have declared over here, okay, in this text box will be deleted. Okay, so this is the objective in this particular tab. And here, as usual, you have print option. You can directly get into print so that you can save the file, okay, for your future reference as well. As of now, I'm not connecting. I'm not printing. So you can just save it up also. Okay, so this is pertaining to your AND gate. Like that, you have n number of gates. Okay, so I'm just showcasing very few. So same types of simulators, two sets of simulators will be available in OR tab, and it will be available in NOT, NAND, okay, NOR, all these gates. Definitely all these gates will be the prerequisite. You would have definitely dealt this as one of the experiment in your physics laboratory. Okay, so 12th standard student will know what is logic gate. So it's better they can go and have an access in this particular portal, okay, so that they have better understanding towards their proposed final examination, meaning board examination. Fine. So we should not come to a conclusion that this VLab is meant only for engineering graduates. Fine. So that is the objective in my presentation. And okay. This digital electronics portal is actually being developed by IIT Roorkee. Okay. So here they would have mentioned the institute name also. So this has been formulated by this entire laboratory has been formulated by IIT Roorkee. Okay. So likewise, the first experiment is actually being done, and the second experiment, you all would have come across what is a half adder and what is a full adder. So you can get into half adder and full adder, and you can verify. Okay, directly you get into simulation. Since I know all these stuff, I'm directly getting into. But if you are new to it, you can get. You can get the prerequisite note from the theory part. You can undergo pre-test. Okay, so pre-test is you'll have this MCQs. Okay, so based on the theory background of half adder, you have MCQs. You can attempt it and you can submit quiz. I think you're able to see these questions. Okay, so based on the theory, you will have pre-test questions, and you look into the procedure for accessing how you can perform the simulation for that particular experiment. Okay, and you have post-test based on the outcome that you have attained in the simulation portfolio. You can answer for these and you can submit the quiz as well. Okay, so let me get into half adder and I'll just show you the user interface. Okay, so this is as usual, you have two different sets of simulators over here. I go for simulator one. Half adder is it just adds up two numbers and gives you the result. Okay, so here is the instruction. If I'm new to this portal, I'll go with the instruction. And this instruction says like connect the supply voltage to the IC, because we have to power on the IC. That matters a lot. So you power on the IC and you press the switches for input A and input B, because half adder is the one which can typically accept only two inputs. Okay, so you just make use of these two switches for giving out the input A and input B. Then you just, have a result, okay, as the parameter titled sum and the carry through LEDs. Okay, so these are all the basic instructions. Step by step, you can just click onto it and see to it. Okay, and now let me just, turn it on. And you can just give out and a die bit combination for which my carry is glowing, my sum is not glowing. So I'll just add it. Okay, so these two inputs, 1 plus 1 is actually sum is 0, carry is 1. Since sum is 0, my LED pertaining to sum is not glowing. And since carry is 1, the carry LED is highlighted. So rather than simply performing a theoretical stuff, by looking into the simulator, you can just give out n number of die bit combinations. So I'm just putting 0, 0 and adding it up. So the truth table is showing 0 plus 0 is 0 and 0. Sum is 0, carry is also 0. And that is why these two LEDs are not glowing. Okay, hope you can understand. So in this way, you can just formulate 4 sets of stuff and you can print it up for your future purpose. Okay, so this is one type of simulation that can be performed. And using simulator 2, you can just click on circuit. It will let you know what is the circuit inside a half adder logic. And here you can type it up. Okay, so as I dealt with AND gate, the same stuff, 0, 0. Okay, what should be the output? Okay, that estimated output can be given over here and I can just check it up. So since I have marked correct sum and correct carry, it is saying the remarks is correct. Like that, you can just give it up for n number of combinations and the remarks can be tabulated in the truth table. And as usual, you can print it up. Okay, this print is meant for your future references. And this reset is meant for clearing your inputs and outputs that you have typed previously. Okay, so this is meant for half adder. Like that, you have for full adder as well. I just don't want to get into that stuff again. Just a minute, I just close all these stuff so that my internet connectivity stands good. Yeah, so I was into this digital electronics new lab list of experiments. So like that, you have for subtractors And you have for verification of logic functions using universal gates. So more number of stuff is there. Okay, so depending on the curriculum and syllabus of your college, okay, or in other words, of your school, okay, CBSE or matriculation or whatever it is, whichever experiment best suits you, meaning which is mandatory for your better understanding, you can take up that and you can browse it and you can explore like anything. Fine. So this is the stuff as far as this particular lab is concerned. And then I will get into digital applications lab new. Okay, so here, this is actually an application perspective. Each and everyone can just get into this stuff. So let me get into basics of AND gate and its application in car wiper control. As we all know, we have wiper in all car automotive. Okay, so how typically under what logic that car wiper is actually working on? Okay, so that is very important. So to understand that, you can just get into this theory part. So it is actually working on the basis of an AND logic. Okay, so the AND truth table is present over here, and I'm just skipping off all these things. I just get directly into simulation. Okay, you can browse it up. See, as we all know, your car must be ignited. Okay, and your wiper should also be turned on. And upon, are you all able to see this?
Yes, madam. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So upon turning on both of the stuff, my wiper is turned on. Okay, and the wiper turned on is indicated by a green LED, and also and motoric action is also there. Okay, typically wiper wipes the droplets in front of your car in this fashion, right? So they have formulated in this way. So when I turn off and when I turn off both of the cases, my wiper is not working on. Okay, and when I simply turn on my ignition, but with no wiper on, but still my wiper is not turned on. So under what logic it is working? It is working on an AND logic, because only when both are turned on, my logic is working. So 1 into 1 is 1. So AND logic is a basic logic, and basis of AND gate and its application is there in car wiper control. We can just show these for a 12th standard student or for a first semester college student. Okay, so this logic is needed for any of the department. Okay, so because now the booming sector is we have to be multidisciplinary. We should not be focused on our own domain. Okay, we have to bridge. Okay, we have to explore. We have to communicate across. Okay, more than 2 to 3 disciplines. So multidisciplinary research is seems to be quite booming up, and it seems to be challenging also. Okay, so in the real-time situation, even biotechnology graduates are able to formulate. They are able to do coding, and they are able to take up for their applications in the sense genome sequencing or DNA sequencing. Okay, they are able to study the molecular status. Okay, biochemistry kind of stuffs. All those categories are being done. Okay, with the help of coding. Okay, and preparation of vaccine, validation of vaccine, everything is actually taking place through software. So we cannot say like I belong to biotechnology department and why should I get into this programming stuff? It is no way important for me. We cannot say like that. So the basic understanding of this logic gate is mandatory for fixing this wiper control inside a car. Okay, so that's why we are now into an mechatronics. Okay, so mechatronics is a discipline which is in need of combo pack of mechanical stuff and an electronics. Okay, for the purpose of incorporating more sensors and making it more automated. Okay, so automation, the role of automation inside a car, for which these two disciplines are being merged, and a hybrid combination of mechatronics comes into a picture. Okay, so application perspective, we have to teach the students. That matters a lot, actually. Okay, so here I have just forecasted basics of AND gate and its application in a car wiper. And likewise, you can also just get into this experiment. You have a number of applications in this particular web page. Okay, so it is water level control using basic AND and NOT gates. So how typically water level is going to be monitored in a tank. Okay, so for that, you can directly get into the simulation part. So here are two tanks, okay, tank A and tank B, and the level sensor for a tank A is fixed over here at the bottom, okay, whereas for a level sensor for tank B seems to be at the top. Okay, so it has been formulated by the developer. Okay, so developer has fixed level sensor for a tank A at the bottom, I repeat. And for a tank B, it is at the top. Okay. Now what happens is, if I'm going to maintain the water level below the threshold, meaning this particular level, if I'm going to maintain below the threshold, and for tank B also, the level sensor is kept over here. So the water level is over here. So both of the cases, it has not touched the sensor. So 0 into 0, it's not coming out. Okay. If I'm going to take this out, so what happens if I'm going to take the thing beyond the sensor? Now what happens is, this is coming true, okay? And this is, since I'm having a NOT gate over here, the condition, the true is actually flipped. Hope you can understand. Here the condition for tank B is, I have crossed the I have crossed the level beyond the level sensor of tank B. So here is a true case that has been popped up in a green signal pathway. But this true case has been flipped up by a NOT gate. So true has been converted to an false, and true into false must be false. 1 into 0. In other words, 1 into 0 is 0. Okay, now assuming if I'm going to fix the water level below, what happens? If I'm going to fix the level below, the false is flipped to true, and true into true is true. Hope all of you can understand. So in this way, are you all able to follow me? Am I audible and clear?
Yes, madam, you are clear.
Yeah, thank you.
Sorry.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. So in this way, we can just show the application perspective of basic gates. So rather than simply mugging up the truth table and the logic behind an AND gate, NOT gate, XOR gate. So everything is, it works, and this is logic. Okay, so it's very easy to formulate a table, mug it up, and present the same in the end semester or proposed board examination, whatever it is. Rather, we can showcase all these, portals to make the students understand better how typically this logic works. Okay, so that is the core objective in myself showing all these stuff over here. So like this, you have n number of applications in this portal, digital applications. This is a new lab that has been formulated by IIT Bombay. Okay, so this lab is actually formulated by IITB. So likewise, here you have electronic clock. Okay, and you have seatbelt warning system. Seatbelt warning system is also mandatory in car. So directly I get into simulation part, and this is the last stuff that I will present for you. Okay, under this laboratory. So when almost everyone is having car, okay, more population inside inside of a nation is having car. Okay, so now as we all know, when we sit inside a car, okay, so driver is present and ignition is on. Ignition is on, but I have not buckled up. I have not buckled up. So the false case is flipped. Hope you can understand. See, driver is present. I have seated myself, okay, onto the position. Okay, I have turned on. I have ignited my car, but I have not buckled up. So I have turned on. I have not buckled up. So the false case is flipped. Okay, the false case is flipped. Okay, that is the objective of a NOT gate. Okay, the false is flipped and the true case is over here. So what happens is 1 into 1. So what happens? 1 into 1 into 1 in the previous case will deliver you 1. Hope you can understand. If any of one case is false, okay, if any of one case, meaning if I have not ignited, I have just simply sit inside the car. I have not started my vehicle. So if that is being the case, what happens? 1 into 1 into 0. So as we all know, basic mathematics, 0 into anything is 0. So your buzzer alarm is not there. Okay, so hope you can understand. So this is how you can just showcase the students how typically your logic gates is being taken up for formulating different sensors inside a car. Okay, so here you have n number of applications. So I have just forecasted 3 experiments over here. Like that, you have fuel level indicator also. Okay, how typically fuel level indicator works in car or in a bike, whatever it is. So this is your sensor actually. So when the fuel is above the level sensor, your LED seems to be in green. Okay, the emission of LED is green, meaning you have fuel in your vehicle. But if your vehicle is depreciating in fuel, okay, so when the fuel level is below the threshold level, now what happens is it has to intimate you, stating that you have to load the fuel onto your vehicle. So for which the LED emission is green. Okay, so in this way you can formulate an fuel level indicator also with the help of just a NOT gate. So this fuel level indicator is an application of a basic NOT gate. Okay, so this is how we can we can find more number of laboratories. Not only I belong to ECE, and that's why I have formulated, I'm showcasing more number of stuffs. And now I will showcase what are all the other labs that is available other than ECE. Okay, so let me get back to home. Okay, here you have something called as computer science and engineering. So this is the same flow that you have to maintain. So here are many laboratories, basics of HTML. I think HTML is one of the basic lab that you will have in computer science group of 12th standard. Okay, 11th standard and 12th standard, you will definitely have a prerequisite in hypertext markup language, HTML. And a problem solving lab, you have data structures, and a speech processing lab, okay, image processing lab. You have more number of labs onto it. You have natural language processing lab. Okay, all these labs, the same flow. You can get into introduction, you can get into the list of experiments that is available, and you can directly get into that. Okay, hope you can understand. You can directly get into that, and you can go ahead with finding out the procedure, how to work out that stepwise procedure. Then you can go for experimentation. Hope you can understand. So this is as far as this thing is concerned, computer science and engineering is concerned. And then you have same thing for electrical. Okay, so under electrical engineering, what are all the various labs that is available? PLC, okay, then real-time embedded systems lab, then you have creative design lab. So more number of labs pertaining to electrical is over here. Then what is the stuff that is available in chemical engineering? I'll let you know, because chemical engineering without physical contact, how is it possible? They were able to do these 4 labs over here. Okay, so chemical process dynamics lab, chemical engineering lab. Okay, because in general we will say that chemical engineering, we have to directly go and synthesize the molecules, and we have to get the experiment. So physical contact is highly mandatory for chemical engineering, but still IITs have formulated few laboratories that can be accessed via this VLab portal. Okay, so you can get into, if you want to know about any of these stuffs, you can get into and formulate your outcomes. Okay, so these are all the various labs under chemical. And biotechnology and biomedical engineering, you will have systems biology virtual lab, computer aided drug design virtual lab is there. So currently those who are working currently in this pandemic situation, many are working in creation of COVID, a vaccine for COVID-19 antigen, right? So here there are few interesting experiments. Those who belong to biology background, okay, those who want to who have, if you want to create an interest towards biology, you can get into these stuff. Meaning these phrases I'm dedicating for the school going students who are pursuing your biology group in 12th standard, 11th and 12th standard. You can just have a glance of any of these headers, and you can know, see, everything is in English only. You can just know the procedure, and you can just do what is what, that's it. You will find the results, and that will trigger you, okay, in the right direction to formulate which department you intend to pursue when you get into your engineering or a medicine or whatever it is. Okay, so these are all the different, see how many labs are there under biotechnology and cell biology virtual lab 1 and 2 category, molecular biologies, immunology lab, and biochemistry lab, and biomedical instrumentation lab, and signal processing lab. So more number of labs are actually there. So I'm just lacking out of time, so that's why I'm just showcasing what is there. And I have demonstrated my header. I belong to EC background, and I have demonstrated my experimentations, and the same stuff will be carried forward in any of the other disciplines as well. So if you have prerequisite knowledge in these categories, you can directly get into and do it. Okay, so physical sciences are there, chemical sciences are there. So in physical sciences, these are all the headers. Okay, laser optics, how typically laser optics works on, and how to capture an harmonic motion and waves out of it. Okay, so these are all the labs that are ready to use, and you can also study the interactions across the molecules. Okay, so that is all about physical sciences. Okay, so like this, you can just get into any of these disciplines, and based on the declaration of various laboratories, you can pitch into any of the intended experiments. Okay, this is as far as domain-wise, discipline-wise, getting into virtual lab. Now I'm coming to, just a minute. I just want to show this particular page, which is development. Okay, so here you have VLab Developers Club. Under this segment, hope you just saw this. In the main web page, I went into new lab development. Okay, and after getting into new lab development, you just click on to explore labs. Under explore labs, you can just get into approved labs. Okay, so in the approved labs, here also you have more number of laboratories. And some would think like mathematics will not have any kind of virtual lab. But here you can find a VLab for mathematics also for the subject numerical methods. Okay, so you can get into explore by simply clicking on explore. And here are certain stuff. Okay, single integration, double integration, all these stuff or the prerequisite for your 12th and 11th mathematics. And these are all the prerequisites for our engineering mathematics also. Okay, so you can get into any of the stuff. Okay, for example, single integration. Okay, what is the aim of it? Okay, under what principle the single integration is going to work out? Okay, so that is declared over here. Then you can get into what trapezoidal is telling all about, what trapezoidal rule is telling all about, what Simpson's 1/3 rule is telling about, all those kind of theory background. Then based on the theory, you can take a pre-test and you go into the procedure. Okay, you go into the procedure and then you get into this is the part. Okay, in mathematics we will take up a paper and you will be given up with the problem by your course instructor, and you directly go ahead with solving and you find the answer, right? So that is how you typically do it. But certain students will not love mathematics. Okay, so for those people you can show this web page and let them play. Okay, so rather than simply doing it on a paper, let them play in this portal. Okay, so they can take up, I don't know on what rule your 12th standard mathematics is working on. Just I'm showcasing this stuff. You just copy paste. Okay, task one is I just copy paste this f of x over here. And I set the limit, let me start with 0. Okay, and then entering the limit as 12. Okay, and I just give out solve. That's it. So upon solving, it is able to give what are all the value of f of x for these much x values. And it is able to formulate a graph also. Okay, x versus your function. So this graph is dedicated for trapezoidal rule-based integration. The center one is based on Simpson rule, and the last one is meant for Simpson 3/8 rule. Okay, you can just get into theory part. Now, after looking into this window, you can take a paper and you can solve it, and you can verify whether this tabulation maps with your theoretical calculation. Okay, so I just want to show a bit on VLab is there for mathematics as well. Okay, so like that you have n number of stuff, differential equations, then Gauss rules. Okay, so you can take up any of the stuff, and it has been formulated by IIT Bombay. Okay, so approved labs, you go into approved labs, and here you have more number of stuff, machine learning lab, okay, and database lab, okay, then mining geology, civil engineering. See, you are able to find these many labs under civil engineering category, and plastic and polymer engineering. Okay, so you can get into this and you can find enormous experiments under it. So these are all the recently developed. Okay, blockchain technology is a recent technology. Okay, that is booming. Okay, so you can work out what are all. This blockchain will let you know the simulation part. Okay, rather than simply studying the theoretical part, what are all the stuff that is needed for. Before you go ahead with bringing a novelty in this blockchain, you need to understand the prerequisite. Okay, what is all about? Okay, those kind of understanding will be done in this particular stuff. Then you have basic physics lab, then digital logic design, basics of HTML. So more number of additional labs have been covered up in your approved lab category. And this approved lab will be soon, it will be come to the main web page. Okay, so they are now in the process in taking up all these labs to the front web page, which we dealt recently. Okay, and other than this approved labs, you can get into labs under development also. It doesn't mean that you cannot access these labs. You can still access, but it has not been approved by IIT Bombay. Okay, so that is the foreground, and you can see more number of disciplines over here. See, forensic science, forensic ballistics, forensic serology, mechanical. Okay, you have paper engineering. You have material testing, paper engineering. So in the front web page, I was showing only 9 disciplines, right? But here you could find more disciplines. Other than 9 disciplines, the other disciplines has also been covered up over here. Okay, zoology, okay, plastic and polymer engineering was not covered among the 9 disciplines that is presented in the front web page. Okay, so these laboratories are under the development. Okay, doesn't mean that you can have an access. You can study, you can still simulate all those experiments. You can do it. Okay, so I just want to showcase this portal also to get add-on benefit. Okay, you can have a glimpse on all. If you are doing 12th standard right now, you can just scroll across all these disciplines and you can get interest towards one specific domain. Okay, one specific area. Okay, because in our time we were not having this much facility to confine to what department we have to study in our engineering course, and right now all these facilities are available. So by simply sitting at home, by entering into vlab.co.in, you can easily get into all these stuff. Okay, so this is all about new lab development. Okay, so this is the web page, front page. You can get into all these kinds for 9 disciplines, and beyond the disciplines you can go for new lab development. Other than that, this tab will let you know who are all the participating institutes. So all these labs have been formulated by these institutes. IIT Kharagpur, IIT Roorkee, IIT Guwahati, Delhi, Bombay, Kanpur. So these Amrita, IIT Madras. So these many institutes, okay, are involved in constructing and formulating these laboratories, okay, across all the disciplines. Okay, so participating institutes will be over here. And if you want any of your institution to get into this category of participating institutes, then you have to get into Become Nodal Center. Okay, so this particular, documentation has to be submitted through proper channel. Okay, so you have to represent your college, okay, to act as a nodal center for getting the facility for this virtual lab, and you have to showcase your expression of interest, okay, by allocating one nodal coordinator from your representing your college, okay, and it has to be approved by your head of the institution. So this document has to be fulfilled, okay, and submitted, okay, to the nodal. I mean, this has to be submitted to NITK or IIT Bombay. Okay, so through proper channel, it has to be uploaded. Okay, after which you will also start exploring these. See, for exploring the current experimentation is not a big deal. Anyone can do it. Exploring the existing experiments across any of the discipline is not a deal. Anyone can do it, and it is free of cost. Okay, it is not costing. It is zero. You don't have to spend even a single pie to it. But if you intend to conduct more trainings, if you intend to develop these laboratories, if you want to get into customization of your own lab, okay, based on your curriculum, if you propose for a lab, then you have to be definitely a nodal center. Okay, after getting approval of being a nodal center, then you can propose a you can customize your lab based on your curriculum. You can propose for your new lab, and all these proposals will be validated by IIT Bombay and NITK Surathkal. Okay, so this is the next segment. Okay, development process is something different. So right now I think that I can stop with this. Now over to Geeta ma'am and Dr. Krishnamurthy sir.
Super, madam. Thank you. Very strong and confident session. You were very confident in the subject. Thank you, madam. And very good session. And virtual lab is really a joy of learning.
Thank you, ma'am.
So you need not to need equipments everywhere. So through virtual lab, all the experiments can be done without equipments and spending so much. So very good initiative by Human Resource Development, and thank you for updating us with this V Labs, madam. Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am. It's my pleasure. Yeah.
Now we move on to question answer session. Participants can either raise their hands or type their doubts in the chat box. Madam, one question.
Yes, ma'am.
V Labs are or for mathematics also for class 6th onwards.
Class 6th onwards, actually, your B-Lab will, I mean, the mathematics is available only for one particular swing, ma'am. It includes the basic prerequisite of integration, differential calculus. I don't know whether 6th standard student will have these integration basics. I'm not aware of it, ma'am. School students will be studying integration right from 6th standard. Is it so?
No, madam, no.
Yeah. So if that is being the case, I think this is applicable for 11th and 12th standard students.
Okay. The V-Lab starts from 11th and 12th standards till
Yeah.
college.
Yes, ma'am. Because engineering mathematics strongly rely on the prerequisite of 11th and 12th standard mathematics. So they have included this numerical methods laboratory also inside to it.
For all subjects from 11th and 12th, they can see this.
Yes, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. They can get into physical sciences. They can get into, as I was giving out electronics and communication in detail. They can get into logic gates. They can get into how these gates are being applied by digital. I was showing digital applications laboratory, right, ma'am? So
Yes.
all those kind of theoretical background can be simulated in this portal. So physics, chemistry, and maths, or these three will be broadly covered. And other than that, they can just have a glance at various across discipline. They can sit with their parents. They can discuss and they can get guidance from. You people are there to give career guidance as well. So I think it will be useful for them to fix upon which discipline they have to get into in their engineering stream.
Okay. And there are a lot of appreciations, madam, from Kalpana. Great, ma'am. Thank you so much. And from Deepa, thank you so much for your precious time, respected madam and CARE team. Wonderful, knowledgeable session.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So
Can I
participants,
share my screen, ma'am? Can I share my screen, ma'am? My last slide.
Okay. Yes, you can share.
Just a minute. Able to see, ma'am?
Not yet, madam.
Able to see right now, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, so able to see my thank you slide, ma'am? Thank you slide?
No, actually, your file explorer is shared, madam.
Okay, I think I have to stop and 1 second, ma'am. Okay, I think you'll be able to see the screen right now, ma'am.
Yes, madam. Thank you, queries.
Yeah. So with the successful quote given out by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, if you want to shine like a sun, first burn like a sun. Man needs difficulties in life because they are necessary to enjoy success. Let us sacrifice our today so that our children can have a better tomorrow. Winners are not those who never fail, but those who never quit. So, with a success note given out by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, I would like to conclude my session. And uh, last but not least, I must definitely thank the director and founder of CARE Foundation, Dr. Krishnamurthy sir. And I would like to thank all the management members of CARE Foundation to give away a wonderful opportunity for giving out my ideas pertaining to how to explore on VLabs. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam. Excellent wind up. A nice quote by Abdul Kalam. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, ma'am.
So,
thank you.
Participants, if there is any more questions, you can just type in your chat box or raise your hands. I think so. That's all.
Hello, madam. Hello, Murugesh Pandya.
Sir, you can speak.
Sir,
Hello,
Murugesh Pandyan sir.
சார் வணக்கம் நான் முருகேஷ் சுப்பண்ணன் பேசுகிறேன்.
சொல்லுங்க.
ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ்க்கு இருக்காங்க, ஹை ஸ்கூல் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ்க்கு இது மாதிரி.
சாரி சார்,
இது ஹை ஸ்கூல் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ்க்கு லேப் எக்ஸ்பெரிமெண்ட்ஸ்லாம் இருக்காது இது மாதிரி.
ஹை ஸ்கூல் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ்க்கு லாஜிக் கேட்ஸ் இந்த மாதிரி அப்புறம் பிசிக்கல் சயின்சஸ், கெமிக்கல் சயின்சஸ் அதுல போனா கண்டிப்பா இருக்கும் சார். யூ ஹேவ் த திங், நீங்க உள்ள ப்ரௌஸ் பண்ணிட்டு போகணும். எலக்ட்ரானிக்ஸ் அண்ட் கம்யூனிகேஷனுக்குள்ள வந்து யூ ஹேவ் இட் அண்டர் டிஜிட்டல் எலக்ட்ரானிக்ஸ். ஸோ இந்த போர்ட்டலுக்குள்ள போயிட்டு ஒரு டிசிப்ளின்குள்ள போகலாம். ஸோ ஹை ஸ்கூலுக்கு வந்து ப்ரிடாமினென்ட்லி பிசிக்ஸ், கெமிஸ்ட்ரி அண்ட் மேக்ஸ் இருக்கும் இல்லையா. பயாலஜிக்கு வந்து பயோடெக்னாலஜி லேப் போகலாம், பயோமெடிக்கலுக்கு போகலாம், பிசிக்கல் சயின்சஸ்க்கு போகலாம், கெமிக்கல் சயின்சஸ் டிசிப்ளின்குள்ள போய் பார்க்கலாம். ஸோ ஒரு டிசிப்ளின்குள்ள லைக் என்ன எக்ஸ்பெரிமெண்ட்டுக்கு வந்து நாலேஜ் எக்ஸ்ப்ளோரேஷன் தேவைப்படுறதோ யூ கேன் டைரக்ட்லி கெட் இன்டு அண்ட் அவைல் தி சேம்.
ஆக்சுவலி இது வந்து அவங்க பண்ணும்போதே ஸ்கூல் காலேஜ் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி போட்டு அதுல இருந்து ஸ்பில் பண்ணியிருந்தா இன்னும் நல்லா இருந்திருக்கும் இல்லையா?
எது சார்?
இந்த இதே வந்து விர்ச்சுவல் லேபு ஸ்கூலுக்கான காலேஜுக்கான ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஒரு இது ஒரு கேட்டுட்டு அதை லிங்க் செப்பரேட்டா லிங்க் பண்ணியிருந்தா நல்லா இருந்திருக்கும், பிரிச்சு வச்சிருந்தா.
ஓகே
ஓகே
இல்ல அப்படின்னு சொல்ல அப்படியே எடுத்துக்கலாம். இல்ல பட் நமக்கு சர்ச் பண்ற நாலேஜ் கண்டிப்பா வேணும்ல சார். இப்போ உள்ள பிரசன்ட் சிச்சுவேஷன்ல ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் வந்து வாழைப்பழத்தை உரிச்சு வாயில வச்சு இப்படிதான் கடிக்கணும்னு சொல்ற மாதிரி தான் இருக்கு. அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கக்கூடாதுங்கிறது தான் என்னோட மிஷன். அவங்களுக்கு தேடுறதுக்கு தெரியணும் இதுதான் அப்படின்னு நம்ம கன்ஃபைன் பண்ணி we should not restrict because we are being a faculty of engineering colleges, we are facing more difficulties. பசங்களுக்கு வந்து டிரான்சிஸ்டர்னா என்னன்னே தெரியல. ஸோ ஒரு டிரான்சிஸ்டர் வந்து அதை பார்த்துட்டு ஒரு பிஜேடி டிரான்சிஸ்டர் வந்து இது என்ன வேரியன்ட்ல இருக்குன்னு தெரியல. நான் வந்து இசி ஃபேக்கல்ட்டிங்கிறதுனால நான் அதுக்கு ரிலேட்டடா பேசுறேன். ஒரு லாஜிக் கேட்டோட ட்ரூத் டேபிள் மறந்துடுறாங்க. பட் லாஜிக் கேட்டோட ஒர்க்கிங்ஸ் எல்லாமே அவங்களுக்கு ஒன் ஆஃப் த எக்ஸ்பெரிமெண்டா அவங்களோட பிசிக்ஸ் லேப்ல 12th ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் போர்ட் ப்ராக்டிக்கல்லாம் அவங்களுக்கு இருக்கு. ஸோ லாஜிக் கேட்டோட ட்ரூத் டேபிள் மறந்துடுறாங்க. லாஜிக் டேபிள் என்ன லாஜிக்ல ஒர்க் ஆகுதுங்கிறத அவங்களால ஃபீல் பண்ண முடியல. அப்படி ஃபீல் பண்ணணும்னா இதுக்கு உண்டான ஹேண்ட்ஸ் ஆன் வந்து இந்த மாதிரி போர்ட்டல்ல வந்து சிமுலேஷன்ஸ் எடுத்துக்கிட்டாங்கன்னா அவங்களுக்கு அதை மனசுல பதிஞ்சிரும். rather than mugging up and vomiting the same. இதெல்லாம் வந்து ஆழ் மனசுல போய் பதியணும்னா நம்ம கையில அதுக்கு அனுபவம் வேணும். அதுதான் என்னுடைய கருத்து. ஸோ இப்பவே நம்ம செக்ரிகேட் பண்ணி கொடுக்க கூடாது, இந்த தன்மை அவங்களுக்கு வேணும். ஸோ 11th and 12th ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் ஸ்டூடெண்ட் 11th கூட விட்டுலாம். 12th ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் கண்டிப்பா 24/7/365 they are not going to study for their proposed board examination. அதுக்காகவே அவங்க 24 மணி நேரம் படிக்கிறது கிடையாது, frankly speaking. ஸோ ஒரு பகுதியை வந்து டே அண்ட் டே ஈச் அண்ட் எவ்ரி ஒரு நாள் பொழுதுல ஈவினிங் ஆகிறோ இல்லை லேட் நைட் வாட் எவர் இட் இஸ், இல்லை லேட் ஈவினிங் ஒரு 1 hour இதுல என்ன இருக்கு அப்படின்னா ஒரு டிபார்ட்மெண்ட் வைஸ் they can just get into என்னென்ன இருக்குங்கிறத பார்க்கலாம். அண்ட் அதை பார்த்து வரும்போது எல்லாமே பேசிக் இங்கிலீஷ்ல தான் இருக்கு. ஸோ எய்ம் பார்த்தா தெரியணும். பீயிங் a 12th ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் ஸ்டூடெண்ட் எய்ம் பார்த்தா இந்த எய்ம் நமக்கு வேணுமாங்கிறது அவனுக்கு தெரியணும். he or she must be able to capture whether this particular experiment maps with our curriculum or not. அந்த ஒரு விஷன் மிஷன் இருந்தாதான் they can be an என்ன சொல்றது, ஒரு ஃபியூச்சரிஸ்டிக் ஒரு இன்ஜினியராவோ இல்லை ஃபியூச்சரிஸ்டிக் டாக்டராவோ இருக்க முடியும் நான் நினைக்கிறேன், இன் மை பெர்ஸ்பெக்டிவ். இந்த மாதிரி விஷயங்கள்லாம் இல்லை. எங்களை கையில பிடிச்சுன்னு கூட்டின்னு போனாங்க, இந்த டொமைன் எடு அப்படின்ட்டு. இன்ஜினியரிங் அண்ணா யூனிவர்சிட்டி கவுன்சிலிங்ல ஈஸினா என்னன்னே தெரியாது. பட் இப்போ வந்து இவ்வளவும் தெரியறது காரணம் பிகாஸ் ஐ எம் ஜஸ்ட் டேக்கிங் அப் அன் மல்டிடிசிப்ளினரி ரிசர்ச். I am pursuing a multidisciplinary research. Frankly speaking, my research includes molecular chemistry, biology, material science, and I'm targeting a nanosystem for cancer diagnosis. I am basically an EC engineer. My UG, my undergraduation is ECE. My post-graduation is embedded systems, but I'm pursuing PhD in a core interdisciplinary research wherein I have molecular biology stuff, material science, medicine, cancer biology, and I'm mapping all this with electronics. இந்த மாதிரியான ரிசர்ச் தான் ஐஐடிஸ் என்ஐடிஸ்லாம் பண்றாங்க. ஸோ ஐஐடியில் எல்லாருமே போய் படிக்க முடியாது, என்ஐடியில் எல்லாருமே போய் படிக்க முடியாது. பட் ரேதர் செல்ஃப் ஃபினான்சிங் காலேஜஸ்ல படித்தாலும் சரி அட்லீஸ்ட் க்ளோசர் டு ஐஐடி ஸ்டூடெண்டாக இருக்கணுங்கிறது தான் விஷன் அண்ட் மிஷன், ஃபார் விச் புல்யார்ஷுலி ஹேஸ் டு பி டேக்கன் அப் ரைட் ஃப்ரம் ஹை ஸ்கூல். திஸ் இஸ் மை பெர்ஸ்பெக்டிவ் சார்.
ஓகே,
தேங்க்யூ சார்.
தேங்க்யூ சார். மேடம் இன்டர்ன்ஷிப்ஸ் பத்தி சொன்னீங்களே மேடம்,
எக்ஸாக்ட்லி. ஸோ இப்போ இந்த லிஸ்ட் ஆஃப் பார்ட்டிசிபென்ட்ஸ்ல எவ்வளோ பேர் வந்து ஃபேக்கல்டி மெம்பர்ஸா என்னன்னு தெரியல. பட் இன்டர்ன்ஷிப் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் நீங்க வந்து உங்களோட ரிலேஷன்ஸ்க்கு கூட நீங்க ப்ரொபகேட் பண்ணலாம். மோர் இன்டர்ன்ஷிப்ஸ் வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா இப்போ இந்த வி லேப்லேயே நீங்க வந்து இன்கேஸ் நோடல் சென்டரா இருந்ததுன்னா ஏதாவது ஒரு எக்ஸ்பெரிமெண்ட் நீங்க ஃபார்முலேட் பண்ண போறீங்கன்னா யூ வில் பி கன்சிடர்ட் ஓகே ஆஸ் என் நாமினி ஃபார் டேக்கிங் அப் இன்டர்ன்ஷிப் ப்ராஜெக்ட்ஸ். நீங்க என்ன எக்ஸ்பெரிமெண்ட் வந்து நீங்க ப்ரொபோஸ் இப்போ நான் காட்டினது எல்லாமே ஒரு எக்ஸ்பெரிமெண்ட் அண்டர் ஈச் அண்ட் எவ்ரி லேப். ஸோ ஏதாவது ஒரு எக்ஸ்பெரிமெண்ட் நீங்க டெவலப் பண்ணிட்டீங்கனாலே இட் வில் பி கேட்டகரைஸ்ட் as an internship project and the certificate will be awarded by IITs, IIT Bombay precisely. ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி வி லேப் கனெக்டட்ல இன்டர்ன்ஷிப்ஸ் இருக்கு. அதர் தேன் தட் இல்ல வி லேப்ல முடியாது, ஐ எம் அன் அவுட் சைடர் ஆஃப் இன்ஜினியர், நான் வந்து என்னோட ரிலேஷன்ஸ்க்கு சொல்லணும், இல்ல என்னோட பசங்களுக்காக நான் சொல்றேன், அந்த மாதிரி பெர்ஸ்பெக்டிவ்ல பாத்தீங்கன்னா இஃப் யுவர் ரிலேஷன்ஸ் or studying in engineering colleges, ask them to take up courses from Coursera. Ask them. My humble request is because current pandemic situation la sustaining is very very difficult. World is highly competitive. We have to be, our resume should be worthwhile and it should be catchy. Okay, and catchy-ஆ இருக்கணும் அப்படின்னா எங்க இன்டர்ன் பண்ணிருக்கோம், எவ்வளோ ஆன்லைன் கோர்சஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கோம், ஆன்லைன் கோர்சஸ் ஃப்ரம் ரெப்யூட்டட் ஏஜென்சியா இல்லையா, இதெல்லாம் பார்க்குறாங்க வென் யூ கெட் இன் டு கேம்பஸ் டிரைவ். ஓகே, ஸோ அதுக்கு பார்க்கும்போது ப்ரிடாமினென்ட்லி கோர்சீரால டொமைன் பேசிஸ்ல நிறைய கோர்சஸ் அவைலபிளாக இருக்கு. கோர்சீரா ஜஸ்ட் கோர்சீரா வந்து COURSERA.org. அதில் போனீங்கன்னா எனார்மஸ் கோர்சஸ் அண்டர் வேரியஸ் டிசிப்ளின்ஸ் ஆர் ஆக்சுவலி அவைலபிள் வித் சர்டிஃபிகேஷன். ஸோ மினிமல் காஸ்ட் தான். இதே வயா காலேஜஸ் போனீங்கன்னா இப்போ நான் வந்து இந்த பேண்டமிக் சிச்சுவேஷன்ல ராஜலட்சுமி இன்ஜினியரிங் காலேஜ் வழியா ஜாயின் ஃபார் ஃப்ரீ கேட்டகரியில போய் ஐ ஹவ் கம்ப்ளீட்டட் 5 to 6 courses pertaining to my research. அந்த மாதிரி இஃப் யூ ஹேவ் ப்ரொவிஷன் நீங்க கேட்டு பாருங்க, லைக் காலேஜோட பிளெண்ட் பண்றதா இருந்ததுன்னா that student is having facility to avail online certification free of cost. பட் படிச்சு முடிச்சாச்சு, இனிமே ஜாப் தேட போறேன், ஸோ அப்ப நான் என்ன பண்றது, ஐ வாண்ட் டு பர்சியூ சம். ஏன்னா கோர்சீரால முடிச்ச கோர்சஸ் ஆன்லைன் சர்டிஃபிகேஷன்ஸ்லாம் இட் இஸ் மோர் வேல்யூபிள். ஒரு சில பேர் கோர்சீரால முடிச்சிருக்காங்க, they are just grabbing the persons into the recruitment board. So it is highly valuable, it seems to be valuable. So outsider passed out students of engineering colleges ஆயிருந்தா they have to pay a little money in terms of a few dollars. Okay, I don't know, it all depends on the worthiness of the course. Pay பண்ணி they can do it in that sense. Coursera platformல பண்ணலாம் ஆன்லைன் சர்டிஃபிகேஷன்ஸ். நம்பர் 2 NPTEL from IITs. ஓகே, அதுவுமே MHRD இன் கன்ஜங்ஷன் வித் ஸ்வயமோட சேர்ந்து NPTEL சர்டிஃபிகேஷன்ஸ் இருக்கு, அதுவும் worthwhile. ஓகே, ஸோ கோர்சீரா NPTEL ஆன்லைன் சர்டிஃபிகேஷன்ஸ் மனசுல ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கலாம். இன்டர்ன்ஷிப் அப்படின்னு வரும்போது அதர் தேன் VLab பேஸ்ட் இன்டர்ன்ஷிப், எங்களுக்கு VLabலாம் அவ்வளோ தூரம் டெவலப் பண்ணுவோமான்னு தெரியாது, இருக்கிறத நாங்கள் சர்வ் பண்ணி வேணா நாங்கள் நாலேஜ் எக்ஸ்ப்ளோர் பண்ணிக்கிறோம் அப்படின்னா that's fine, no problem. But other than that அப்படின்னு பார்க்கும்போது you have something called as skill hire. SKILLHIRE, skill hire. So skill hire, it is actually considered to be a UK based concern. Avungalume they are offering more internships, internship based placement drive and certifications, online certifications to core. இப்போ current trendல வந்து more electric vehicles நோக்கி தான் ரிசர்ச் போயிட்டு இருக்கு. ஆட்டோமேட்டட் வெஹிக்கிள் முடிஞ்செடுத்து இப்போ எலக்ட்ரிக் அண்ட் ஆட்டோமேட்டட் வெஹிக்கிள்ஸை நோக்கி இப்போ ரிசர்ச் கரண்ட் இதில் ட்ரெண்டில் போயிட்டு இருக்கு. ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி ரீசன்ட் ரிசர்ச் டாபிக்கு ரிலேட்டடான ஆன்லைன் சர்டிஃபிகேஷன்ஸ் வந்து அவங்க கொடுக்குறாங்க அண்ட் ஆன்லைன் கோர்சஸும் கொடுக்குறாங்க. ஓகே, ஸோ அண்ட் இன்டர்ன்ஷிப்ஸும் கொடுக்குறாங்க. ஸோ வித் தேட் தே கேன் மேக் யூ கெட் பிளேஸ்ட். பட் அதுக்கு யூ ஹேவ் டு பே சம் மினிமல் ஃபீ, ஐ திங்க் ஸோ. அண்ட் தே ஆர் ஆல்சோ ப்ரொவைடிங் திஸ் திங் வாட் என்ட்ரன்ஸ் கைண்ட் ஆஃப் எக்ஸாமினேஷன். தே ஆர் கண்டக்டிங் யூ எக்ஸாம். And based on the score, you can have a scholarship also. You can have a concession in your, the amount that you pay for internship or whatever it is, online course. So skill hire is one of the more. And other than that, if someone is there who are interested in working in IC, VLSI based company, Maven Silicon, MAVEN, Maven Silicon, SILICON. Maven Silicon is actually there in Bangalore. Okay, and Maven Silicon is a semiconductor-based company. They are purely manufacturing integrated circuits, ICs. Okay, so they are offering more courses and they are also offering internships for third year and final year students of engineering. Okay, so this is what I was about to tell regarding internships and this thing.
One more question, madam. Ma'am, shall we share those videos via WhatsApp?
Which videos, ma'am?
Long.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, one more question, madam.
Yes,
Shall
ma'am.
we share those videos via WhatsApp?
That's what I am not able to understand. Which videos?
I think so. We'll have that.
Yeah, that's
Screen.
not. That would not be a problem, ma'am, because this VLab is actually open. It is open for all, and it is really indeed to propagate this VLab across the nation. So no problem, across the globe as well. So no problem. That's not a deal.
Okay, madam. Okay. I think so.
Yeah.
That's all the questions. So
Okay.
we'll move on to the next announcement, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
மேம்
Yes.
மேம் அந்த கோர் ஜீரோ ஸ்பெல்லிங் திரும்ப சொல்லுங்க.
Coursera. CO.
சொல்லுங்க மேடம்.
CO.
ம்.
UR.
COUR
SE.
SERA.
RA.
ஓ மேடம்.
.org.
ஓகே மேடம், தேங்க்ஸ்.
Yes, ma'am.
அந்த வீடியோஸ் வந்து நான் அந்த விர்ச்சுவல் லேப்ல மேடம் அந்த வீடியோ வாட்ஸ்அப் ஷேர் பண்ண முடியுமான்னு கேட்டிருந்தேன் மேடம்.
நீங்க ரெக்கார்ட் பண்ணிருக்கீங்களா? இது ஏதோ லைவ் ஸ்ட்ரீம் ஆன் யூடியூப் போட்டிருக்கு. ஐ திங்க் யூ கேன் டேக் இட் அப் ஃப்ரம் யூடியூப் சேனல், ரைட்?
ஓகே மேடம், ஓகே.
யா. Am I right, Geeta ma'am? We
Yes,
can
ma'am.
take.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So we'll move on to the next announcement. Next is Learn with Care. All our care programs are uploaded in our YouTube channel, Care HRD for Success. You can make use of it. Your missed programs can also be watched. Formally, பிடிச்சிருந்தா லைக் பண்ணுங்க, ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க, சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்க, எங்களை என்கரேஜ் பண்ணுங்க. And next is our next program announcement. Our next program is Care along with NHRD invites you to the online session of Sustaining Positive Health by my friend Subhavashini Sitaraman. I think so you all remember. யானைக்கு சின்ன பூனை போட்டியா மோதித்தாம் பத்த பாடு பாத்தியா. And the same Subhavashini Sitaraman, founder Uyirmai Holistic Wellness Research Center, Hosur, on 18th Friday at 6:45 p.m. So we all need positive health, isn't it? So be on time. And next is vote of thanks. And since Balachandra sir cannot join us today, so I will deliver my vote of thanks. So first of all, to Saranya for such a wonderful session. Really virtually went through the virtual lab, madam.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that, and made us all updated regarding the virtual lab. Thank you, madam. Thank you so much. And next to Prasad Rao sir for his inspiring inaugural address in a short notice, and for his continuous support rendered to us during this online sessions. Thank you, Prasad Rao sir. And next to our technical team members, Natarajan sir and Balasubramaniam sir, without whom we cannot enjoy this interplus sessions. Thank you, sirs. Then to our media partner, Success Media Shankar sir. Thank you, sir. And next to our CAD designer, Nandanan, showcasing his exceptional talents in our invitation. Thank you, Nandanan. Next to our trainer, Sahana. Thank you, Sahana, for your professional presentation. Next to our captain of the ship, Krishnamurthy sir, and vice captain Balachandra sir. Their tireless work has brought us 84 different speakers from different areas. So we have gained different knowledges from different areas. Thank you, sirs. Last but not least, our participants whose participation make us keep going. Thank you, participants. Okay, then finished everything for today. See you all on Friday at 6:45 p.m.